These moves changed Phil's entire golf swing. Phil came to me 2 lessons ago, struggling with shanking the golf ball. I'm going to play the videos over this right now. As you can see, he's left-handed. We went from shanking the golf ball to lesson 2 to drawing the ball. And the reason why I want to share this with you, I know bad thoughts in the downswing, bad mechanics are ruining the rest of our game. And we all get tied up in wanting to be perfect. We don't have to be perfect. I'm going to share this whole journey with you. We're going to take you from being scared of striking this, and we're going to do it in the right-handed perspective, to being scared, to being able to stand here and freewheel this one away, where you'll be able to just pull a ball away on the range, stand here, and simply be confident you're going to strike it. Create that ball, then divot contact. Let's start with what we did in lesson 1. Like with all of us, we want to see results quickly. And if we're honest, we all want to be in that situation. So hit that thumbs up button if you're one of those golfers. So this is what we did. First off, we placed the head cover down just on the floor. And we'll talk about why these alignment sticks are here in a second. They're really important for the second phase of this. So we placed a head cover here. Now what we've got to understand is if we were shanking the golf ball and creating heel strikes and not being very efficient, our hosel is getting closer to the golf ball. So essentially, if we were hitting it off the hosel, we would take out this head cover. So I got Phil to literally just hit 10 balls away from me, placing a head cover, as I've done there, literally just outside the toe of the golf club. So if you come in there and see that closely, you can see how close I've got that. So placing that down there, I got Phil to stand here and hit away for me, and straight away we actually had some very instant results. Now anytime we're trying to improve our strike, if our brain sees something that works quite quickly, we can then start to go, you know what, this is actually going to work for me. So the second phase was, after we hit those 10 balls, was to sort of reevaluate the rest of the mechanics. Where are we at in that backswing, and where are we at with that downswing? So let's have a look at that now. If we think what was happening for Phil, and I know this is plaguing so many golfers, very narrow on the way back, no separation on the way down, and throwing this golf club so far out to in, we were catching it off that heel. So our next directive was to go, and this is all in lesson 1, how do we have 2 triggers in this backswing to create some width and some height and some better turn? So it becomes less of this narrow armsy sort of motion to what feels a more wider, powerful motion. If you come round to the face-on perspective here, you'll see exactly how we did this. We had first off that trigger to start the swing, point the butt of the club back at your belly button. Okay, so straight away at hands at hip height, we've started to create a bit of width. It's not narrow and not pointing back at our belly button. We've got some turn and some width. We then said, could we feel as though we were turning with some width? So getting that feeling of extending these arms and really trying to concentrate on this left arm being as extended as we can. Not being perfect, being as extended as we can, because we know we can't all have the perfect swing, and we don't expect you to have the perfect swing, but we want it to be as good as we can. So second directive was butt of the club back at belly button, nice height, nice width with a flat lead wrist. We then hit 10 more balls away, keeping this head cover on the ground, feeling these checkpoints, height and width. Okay, feel that, slowly hit one away. Because now we're starting to train both aspects, a bit of downswing actually, and the backswing, but without even thinking. So that left us at the end of lesson 1. Phil then went away, and I always say, and this is really important, whenever you're watching a piece of YouTube instruction or any sort of instruction, give yourself some time for those areas of the game to bed in. Let's get in those comments here and be honest with yourself. We all want it quick, that's why we start off at the first point, but we've all got to be realistic in allowing the rest of the complex mechanics to take time to come into our game. That's really, really important. Now, if you're watching this video and you think, you know what, this is me. Perfect. Well, save the video and also download the PDF that goes along with this video. The link is down below in the description to join the Facebook group. So let's go now, fast forward into lesson 2, which happened yesterday. And it was great to see. He came back full of joy, he's having some good practice sessions, but not quite being able to take it to the golf course. Didn't expect me to say that, did you? You expected me to say, took it straight to the course. No, we're telling the truth here. So what we did now is we looked where he was from last time, we set up some drills, and he said, actually, I'm quite comfortable not having the head cover there. So let's get rid of that. We then wanted to work on just allowing him to be reminded of some width, but then in the downswing, standing there and learning to separate. So let's re-jog your memory. We were no separation, club working out, and this alignment stick pointing very much left on the way down. We now want to be in that situation where we get separation and get that alignment stick pointing somewhere out to the right. So we used one trigger. Can we feel, as we start this downswing, we center the knees to get our separation, and we get the alignment stick pointing out to the right, and then we finish with our weight on our left hand side. So come round to the face on perspective and just let me show you what I mean by centering the knees, and we'll play a slow-mo over this as well of me hitting it away. So it's up, center the knees, move and hit away. That gives us some real confidence to be able to stand there. I'll just make a few waggles with that alignment stick, really concentrating on centering the knees and get it pointing out to that right hand side. So we stand in here now, we've got that confidence. Right, okay, center the knees, alignment sticks pointing out to the right, not really over. And that is why and how we took ourselves from being in a bad situation into a much better strike. I really hope you enjoyed that video. If you did enjoy that video, don't forget to join this team by hitting that big red subscribe button. Use those points. Start off with the head cover. Create some width in that backswing, getting that feeling of centering the knees and butt of the club pointing more out to the right rather than over and throwing everything away and having to pull it in. It's never good for strike, it's not good for efficiency, and you're going to enjoy your golf much more using these tips.